Alright, everybody, big up on yourself. Haven't done a video in a while, but here I am. And the subject we're talking about today is thievery and the returning of stolen property. Which is not a simple, it is not a difficult, it is not a difficult process. It's not a difficult concept to understand. We all know how it goes. You steal something. The person you stole from, they find out you steal their goods or their property. The law knows it's you who stole their property. You have their property in your possession. It is a simple solution to the problem. It is to return the stolen property. It's simple as that. So I don't know why it becomes so difficult when these people from Europe travel to all these places around the world, steal shit including land, and refuse to give it up, to give back the property. They have the property of these people, these places, these countries in their museums, telling us that it is a complicated issue why the property can't be returned. What is complicated about it? Because you're such an unfair, irrational human being. You're so fucking selfish. You're so friggin' self-centered. Everything revolves around you that you feel like it's complicated for you to return stolen property. And behind all of that is the reality. The reality that the reason you don't return stolen property, it is because you have a military to enforce all the bad deeds that you commit. So everything you steal, you can use your military to bully other people so they cannot get back their goods. And that is the truth about it. And these are the people we have going around the world, policing the world, telling people what they're doing right from what they're doing wrong. When you are a thief, you are a nation. And in this case, I'm pinpointing the UK. So Britain, England, whatever name you want to call it. That is the place I am speaking about right now. But you can always include Belgium, France, Spain, all of them. Germany, all of them in the thievery. So at the bottom line, the reason they aren't eager to return the property is because they have the military to enforce their bad deeds, to enforce their stealing, to enforce their plunder. You cannot force them to return what belongs to you. So until you have the military might to force them to return your property, just like a bully, somebody steals something from you, either you go get the police, that is the biggest bully, that should be the biggest bully, to go and get back your property, or you go link some of your friends or whatever who you know have the muscle to press this person to get back your property. And it's the same concept. These places in Africa and Asia and wherever, some of them do not have the capacity to force the British or force the French or force the Spanish or force whoever to return stolen property. That's at the bottom line of it. That is at the bottom line of it. It's not a difficult concept. They know. They stole it, but they need to have it in these museums to make money from people coming to look at these items. Even though they don't belong anywhere in Europe. Anyway, this is the video that triggered me, as well as I've been running into a lot of videos, a lot of commentary on YouTube lately, and one major source of it is Australia, where these people they live on this stolen property. They are benefiting from this stolen land, and they are pretending as if it belongs to them and not the Aboriginal people. Like, come listen, there's no excuse that you can come up with to give you any sort of authentic claim to that land. You just don't belong there. You belong in England, you belong in France, you belong in Germany, you belong in Ireland, you belong in Spain, you belong in anywhere in Europe that your ancestors came from. They did not originate in that land that they call Australia now. We know the original people there. There are some of them still living, even though you raped and plundered and committed genocide and you instituted your eugenics plans to try to dilute the population of the indigenous people. Some of them are still there and they are the rightful heirs to the land. And the only reason that you can continue to occupy that space is because of your capacity to commit violence to defend it. You have no natural right to that land. No natural right. And the day when those people have the capacity to take their land back is the day that justice is dealt. And there's no apologies for that. You people are so friggin' disgusting. You have no remorse about the rape and the pillaging that you commit around the world. And it is disgusting, and you're disgusting human beings. And that's all I have to say about that part. And I digress. But here's the video someone sent me. And we are going to watch it.
These crosses are part of a bigger collection of items in a number of British institutions. They were taken away after the capture of Magdala in then Abyssinia in 1868. At the time, the city was the mountain capital of Emperor Tewodros II, and is possibly the reason the artifacts are so important. A local legend has it that 15 elephants and 200 mules were needed to transport all the plundered artifacts.
Keyword: plunder. This is stealing. Plunder. They go into this place, they wreak havoc, they kill, they murder people, and they steal their shit. And then these people are talking about they brought civilization to us, and we should be grateful for them. No, get the fuck out of these people's land, return their fucking property and leave them the fuck alone. No, nobody needed you, nobody asked you to be there. You came there with your greed and your bullying and your violence. That is what you did. Nobody asked for your input. That is what some of these people don't get in their heads, because I guess what's being taught in their schools is that they help somebody. You didn't help anybody out. You helped yourself out. You help yourself to the wealth of these people. Nobody needed your help. You came to plunder. You did not come to build relationships. You came to plunder, to exploit. That is not in the interest of the local people. That is in your interest. We know. Don't try to make any excuses of why your actions were necessary. They weren't necessary. They weren't wanted. They were forced on people. We know this. Stop trying to make yourself feel better by telling yourselves lies.
Ethiopia had launched a formal restitution claim back in 2007 for the items. That request, though, was refused. But the issue came up again in the run-up to a Magdala dispute.
So, 11 years ago, Ethiopia petitioned for these items to be returned, and they still cannot be returned. I mean, alright, you love talking about first world and third world and this. So Ethiopia is this third world country in their description. Why is it that you, first world United Kingdom, with all this richness and wealth and splendor, why do you find it difficult to just give these poor people, this third world country, why do you refuse to just give them back the little bit of wealth and that they desire? Why do you find it so difficult to return these items? Why is it so important to you to keep the spoils of war, to keep stolen property? Is it because it is in these places and these lands that you plunder? Is it because it is in these places that the actual wealth resides? Why do you find it so difficult?
Play that opened last week.
It's a mixed response from different people, but more positive. I would say probably 70-30, but more positive. But we didn't expect it to be completely positive because it is a controversial story. But as I say, it's the first steps.
The Magdala display will show 20 items taken after a military expedition to secure the release of British hostages taken by Tawadros. The British victory culminated in the Emperor's suicide and the destruction of his fortress.
We hope it's the start of a conversation about access to these objects and how we can work with the Ethiopian community, both within Britain and internationally, to increase access and knowledge and expertise on these objects.
To increase this whatever she is, English, Scottish, what is this person from the UK is saying they're working with the Ethiopian community to increase access to their items, to their belongings. To increase access to their belongings, you have my property, and you are working with me to increase access to. So, all right, if me walk in a bank in England, somewhere in London right now, and me thief $7 million. Fly go back to Jamaica with the $7 million. Them know say me there Jamaica with the $7 million. Me I display the $7 million on my Instagram and my Facebook live and all these things, and me I show off and me I spend the money on people and me buy items with the money and me I floss and me I enjoy the spoils of my plunder in England. What is the response from England? Am I going to work with them to increase access to them $7 million by buying them presents every now and then? You see my brain freeze up because I cannot understand how these people, how them thought process work. It's like everything is just like common sense just don't apply to them. It apply to everybody else except them. Everybody else except them.
A number of reasons have been given as to why a simple return is not possible. Chief among them, the legal difficulties around deaccessioning and the philosophical case for cosmopolitanism in museum collections.
With objects of this nature in museum collections, there are a lot of complexities surrounding their inclusion in the museum collection and their kind of legal status. So talking about a loan is perhaps the easier way of ensuring access to these collections.
The loan proposal has been welcomed by the...
No, sir, we have to reverse that. We have to reverse that some because that piece of last
return is not possible. Chief among them, the legal difficulties around deaccessioning and the philosophical case for cosmopolitanism in museum collections.
with objects of this nature in museum collections, there are a lot of complexities surrounding.
Hear me at what complexities? What complexities? Property is stolen. Me have the $7 million thief from the bank in the UK. The Bank of England. I don't know if such a bank exists. But the Bank of England represent the property of England. Right? Me have $7 billion now. I could increase it. What is the complexity? Me thief 3 tons of gold from the bank. If them have so much. What is the complexities? I stole this property. Everybody knows that I stole this property, including the people I stole it from, including every human being in the world. Where is the complexity in the fact that I simply, to solve the issue, have to return the stolen property? At least, that is the least that should happen. The return of that 3 tons of gold, 3 tons of gold, and the 7 billion. And all the art that is owned by the Queen and these aristocratic people, or whatever you want to call them. Return of the stolen property. I have it in my possession. I'm the thief. I should return it to the owners, right? Where's the friggin' complexity, lady? It is only complex because it is you who is the thief. And it is you who has the military power to defend the stolen property. To defend your ability to steal and keep the stolen property. Stop pretending to be nice about. Nobody wants occasional access to their property. These people need their things back. They need their possessions back. They need it in Ethiopia. So if your people in the UK want to see these artifacts, they have to take a plane and go to Ethiopia to spend money to see these items. And Ethiopia makes the money off the items, not you, the thief. The thief shouldn't be benefiting, the thief shouldn't be determining how the property is displayed. They shouldn't determine who possesses and keeps and secures the property. That is not the job of the thief. The job of the thief is to return the goods and face punishment and reimburse the owners, the rightful owners, for all the lost revenue that they were unable to make because you stole their property and held it for such a long time. This is not difficult, lady. Don't tell me it is difficult. It is not difficult. It is not complicated.
Their inclusion in the museum collection and their kind of legal status. So talking about a loan is perhaps the easier way of ensuring access to these collections.
So, alright, so me thief your car. Alright, this is personal now. I steal your car. I've been driving your car for the last 2 years, and I drive around my children in your car. It has become a staple in my family, where it has allowed us to travel more easily, to save money, and to save a lot of time. It has made our lives more efficient. Right? And we have been We have been changing the tires and the brakes and any repairs. We have been investing in your car that I stole from you. Now, you caught up on me and you say, Mr. Mo, me have your car. You have my car. And we have to come to a solution now. The police and everybody involved now. What is the course of action? Do I get to dictate that, okay, since this car is so important to my family now, here's what is going to happen. Occasionally on weekends, I will loan you your car. So you can at least get a little bit of, comfort out of the car that you work so hard to buy. I am going to lend you the property that I stole from you. This is exactly what this woman is saying. Loan. How are you going to loan people their things? You know what I would do if I was Ethiopia? I would say, all right, please loan it to me. And you see, when they loan it to me, it is not going back. I say, I don't feel good loaning it back to you because the last time you had it in your possession, you stole it. You stole it and you didn't want to give it back. So now that I have access to my things now, I'm not giving it back to you because it rightfully belongs to me. Please lend them things. And Ethiopia, as soon as they lend you for an exhibition, you dig the deepest dungeon. Start digging it from now and go hide these things. And never let them rotten down there. Don't let these thieves get back the items. It's simple as that. Complicated my foot. Yo, me say them people, man, and disgusting, man. There's not a fear bone running through these people's body. Them selfish, and that is what wrong with the world. Them selfish, wicked people I should have never get in the possession of the weapons where them come in possession of.
Proposal has been welcomed by the Ethiopian state and campaigners, but has brought with it a complex debate. Ethiopia is optimistic that this could be the first step to having the artifacts back home permanently. Leslie Marungu, CGT.
Yeah, man, permanently. I agree. First step to have them out home permanently. Yes, loan them it so they don't return it. Please loan them it. I am hoping for that day. And if Ethiopia ever come in possession of these items and return them to England at any point, Ethiopia is on my ban list. And that I like my second nationality because everybody assumes I'm Ethiopian. You understand? So yeah, that is basically what I have to say today. These people are thieves. And I'm not referring to everyone in the UK. I'm referring to the people who steal and the ones who reinforce that spirit of thieving. And they don't advocate for justice in the terms of return these items to people. Return the land, the stolen land, to the people. If you're not advocating for these things, you are a part of the problem. You are a part of the thievery. You are a thief. You are an apologist for thieves. And yes, you are the subject of my disdain and other people's disdain. People who want justice and want to see wrongs corrected. So you are on the wrong side of history. And please leave your comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Blessings.